we'll make this quick. I put this documentary in there. So it was a guy that made a documentary, and it was the full breakdown of the DJ Envy and Cesar Pina scam that just got worse. So
Cesar
the DJ,
Pina.
so pretty much it came out 3 days ago. Spencer Cornelia is the YouTube channel's name, and I mean like this joint is up, and this is like the first. Did you get a chance to watch it?
No.
Okay, it's 26 minutes and 32 seconds of all facts.
And what's that nigga? Cesar Pina?
Yeah.
Pina?
Cesar, yeah. Cesar Pina. Cesar Pina.
Is that Tony? You're Hispanic.
That's English for piñata.
But is it the right tongue inflection?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Whenever you got a little squiggly over the end, you
Piña.
gotta exaggerate it. You gotta like use it like Play-Doh.
Cesar
Stretch it out.
Pina.
Piña.
Yeah.
But pretty much the way, because I mean, it's the thing. I feel like we've talked about the whole Cesar Pina case, DJ.
What if it's actually
Why
what?
you gotta have him say it like that?
Yeah, you did put a little on that shit.
Yeah, Cesar Pina. Yeah, Pina. Long story short, but I
Big
feel
What if
like
the A solid?
it's been a lot of like things have been happening all the time. They're always continuously coming out and shit like that about the case. So that's why it has been kind of hard to kind of just like, I've watched it all in real time, but it's so many fucking stories from so many different sources. Like, I can't remember the black dude that went on live with DJ Envy and was talking.
Tony the Closer?
Tony the Closer.
yeah.
Tony the Closer's been running his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like this dude's video finally put it all together.
It's
bro.
they're all connected.
All of them are connected because there's so many different victims. That's why it feels like so much to process at one time.
He pretty much was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, this video is literally gives everything in chronological order, breakdown, people's names kind of, but not really, you know, to protect people.
And
And
shout out to Donnell Rollins for calling this nigga fat. Big pun. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that
That
because
shit was so funny.
because you
nigga.
can't not see it.
Right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
selling houses with Big Pun.
Yeah,
and
that
I
shit
think he was like low key joking about it being a scam. Like nigga, you selling the fact that Big Pun he's gone. Like,
Right.
Nigga, you're selling
That is true.
shit is a facade.
But yeah, long story short, after you watch this video, bro,
Yeah, it was deep. I saw it on Axe Stream.
Can we call him a scammer?
absolutely, yeah, no questions asked. He's a convicted scammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
you,
literally a convicted scammer. But this nigga Envy, you know, he's been trying to make it seem like he really ain't like a part of this like this, and he got screwed too.
Yeah, and there's so many people avoiding the conversation in general to make it feel like, is this even happening for real?
Bro, it is kind of annoying that like all these people like Envy
swept under the
could be
rug.
at the radio station and press it, nigga, and they don't fire back with, "Aren't you allegedly scamming right now?" Like
Yeah.
that is kind of crazy that he's just been skating by on his radios. But at the same time, you probably can't talk about it. But that don't stop a guest from firing back. You know what I'm saying?
I
They
would.
didn't have Tasha K on there.
That's a fact because she's definitely not letting you slide on that. You know when I thought it was gonna happen is when the Hudson brothers went up there and they were hosting one of the episodes, and Envy was trying to sell his daughter's bracelets or some shit like that.
How old is
What?
his daughter?
I don't know, but they were like, "I'm not buying that shit. What are you talking about? Like, are you really trying to sell me your daughter's bracelet, bro? Fuck no, I'm not buying that." He was like, "What the fuck?" And I was thinking, "Why don't you throw the scammer shit in? Like, this is the perfect,
Yeah.
you know,
Use
what I'm
your
saying?
tricks, nigga.
Yeah, this is it." But it never happened. But
Yeah.
I found some new info just now too, but I'm gonna look it up separately while you do this.
Okay.
DJ Envy got to be a scammer because I wouldn't buy shit from that nigga. He is not a salesman.
he has had a.
You know what I
and you
mean?
know what's kind of making it worse too? Like he just dropped a Vlad thing.
Yeah.
Where obviously, I don't know if y'all seen, but Vlad is doing estate tours now. Y'all seen that?
Yes.
He's got his own cribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started his cribs thing. So.
Oh yeah, the MTV.
Envy
yeah.
is on it, and he did an interview, but then he also toured his garage. And I was thinking, this is the worst time for this shit to
To
be
show
coming
off all
out.
your assets?
Nigga, you're showing it. Yes, bro.
But
like,
that's what Vlad be doing. Like he recorded
the
like
timing is beautiful, right?
8 months ago.
Like you are
Yeah.
literally being accused of working with a scammer and scamming dozens of people, and you got Vlad interviews dropping with diamond jewelry. You're showing this indoor, all these expensive $250,000 $1 million cars.
This nigga got the original Ford GT.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, I was like, damn. And then after watching that whole thing, I was like, bruh, I don't think there's any way to avoid like these niggas getting. I wonder if
Some type of charge, right?
some type of charge, and I feel like there might even be a moment when they get arrested
Yeah.
or they have to turn
think-
themselves in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because this is a criminal case at this point. Like
But
once all the lawyers put everything together, this is a criminal case. So
I could tell by the way he was driving that car, he's a criminal.
Yeah, bro. This is something later too. Apparently, 10 hours ago, Tony the Closer put out a snippet of DJ Envy's trailer, a trailer with Cesar Pina on like a documentary they're doing, and within the documentary, apparently he says like we're partners.
They're
yeah. So okay, so that makes sense because that's another thing too.
That's it right there.
Yeah, that's what.
How long is it?
4 minutes. But yeah, so Tony the Closer put it in there saying DJ
Tony
Envy,
the
I thought
Closer
you
is
were-
on this nigga's
yeah.
fucking head, bro.
Can we give the people a description of Tony the Closer? Because I'm a little confused on him.
Do you know what he looks like at all? We can click on this picture.
Hell no.
Oh, yeah, click on it.
Click on this nigga. Oh, okay.
That's the dude that was on the
Nigga
live
look
one.
like a Nigerian
That was
scammer.
that was when
But real quick,
You see that watch? That's how I feel about your watch.
I don't think he's the most credible source. Because he's kind of like a white girl that got like sexually assaulted by a bunch of Hollywood actors. Like, you know, when it's been one
But-
girl that accused like 15 different celebrities or some shit,
Yeah.
at a certain point, it's like, bitch, what are you doing?
is that what
But
he's done?
Bro, he's been scammed by Gilly the Kid allegedly, by these
Oh,
niggas.
really?
Like he's on the fringe of all this scam shit to the point
Well,
where it's like, how
has he been scammed? Because in this case,
Gilly,
he wasn't scammed by Cesar Pina and DJ Envy.
in this case, yeah.
He's helping the people. So,
But he's always attached to this type of storyline. Like he goes after this often.
but that's 1090 Jake and Rats. That's
True.
his lane.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
He's a
I didn't
thief.
realize that, but that might just be his thing. Or CoffeeZilla. That's literally all CoffeeZilla does is go after scammers. So he's just the black.
Tony the Closer is also in real estate, so he's probably
also in real
closer to the subject,
That's true. Yeah.
which
yeah.
makes it make more sense.
Yeah.
The nigga's a thief.
But I don't know. I mean, watching this, I don't think we should watch this just because
Okay.
it's 26 minutes. I just put it in there for y'all to watch, or if y'all wanted to see
But
it.
there's no specific part where
But-
it's just like scammer.
Yeah, hell no, it's none. It's too much, bro. It's like you're about to watch 26 minutes of victims and stories. Like you're like, fuck, like
Testimonies.
These niggas are going to jail, bro. Like somebody's going to jail, bro.
Somebody's going to jail.
Period. Like,
Somebody's gonna tell on somebody. That's what it is.
There's no doubt. In, like
Somebody
You know
gonna
somebody's
tell on
going to
somebody.
jail when they got the cut of the person who can't even get the words out. Like they start the story, they just start crying. Like
yeah,
he's
dog.
gone.
It's bad, bro. It's like there's so many locations where this nigga is selling locations to places he never owned. One of them, he had the wrong address. He had the auto shop next to the house. The address was wrong. The actual house was a different number.
It was bad, bro.
So he definitely didn't own that because it was an auto shop. There, he sold.
How do you do that?
I don't, bro. It's
You
so,
don't tell anybody, and you wait for Twitter to find out.
These people are pretty much like, I don't know if angel investor is the right word, but long story short, these niggas be having 100,000, 150,000, 250,000 to just invest with a nigga for 6 months. So
And he-
it's like,
yeah.
and they
they-
can afford to lose that.
if they can afford to lose it, and then, so they're not also going to the properties and shit. Like they're just like handing the bread over, seeing
Yep.
pictures that he provides, and like they're trusting him for real.
Yep.
And one of the biggest parts of this whole thing that not only does Envy say we are doing this, we are doing that, and we're partners in this, but Envy helped give him the trust factor.
The platform and the trust. Yep.
Yeah, outside of the platform, iHeart is liable to a certain extent as well too, because they were peddling a scam product, so they can be sued.
Exactly.
From
It's
every
a lot
single one of them.
and I was thinking that are they going to have his back in this?
If they get sued, he's out of there.
Yeah, no, they probably should because
Yeah.
there's too many residual
As soon as
effects.
he gets, it just.
It looks
I think
bad.
they've done good. They've done pretty good so far to keep him directly away from the thing. But once like real court dates start and shit like that, and the nigga has to start appearing in court, that's when I think we'll see how
A
they
decision
handle
will be
him.
made.
And how they handle him just at the company, because
True.
once he starts going to court, he's been avoiding all of this. Like
Yeah, he can't say nothing.
apparently his wife has already been like filed for bankruptcy. She's already been in court, done a couple hearings and things of that nature. He has two, maybe
So they
one or
won't
two.
take anything from her.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Surprise
it's
and
like
shit like
everybody,
that.
but that's why people are saying you should sue the radio station because
Yeah.
they can file for bankruptcy, but you wouldn't have heard about it if it wasn't for this station.
And I think since they are a media company, they are being very careful about how they say anything about this because they could ruin the case for the nigga. It does ruin it for themselves.
Well,
If they try
we're
to
talk-
sever too early,
we're talking about $1 billion corporation too. They don't give a fuck about this nigga. If he does life, in terms of like, and it keeps them out of a lawsuit, you're out of here. You're gonna do life. Like
That's fucked up.
They have like these major corporations like that. A fucking hiccup? Are you kidding me? Like fuck out of here. Like we're running $1 billion corporation over here. You over here running Ponzi schemes, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck what you got going on.
Using
like
us as the-
you put us at risk of having to pay out these people because you was doing bullshit, and you know so. Yeah, they don't care about, like, it's not like two friends that are turning on each other.
And
that's
like,
different, you know what I'm saying?
What's his position? I feel like we have to look up the salary of his position just so we can get like a envy. Just so we can get a different perspective on how stupid he is.
Yeah, you
like
can.
how much money was he making for him to have the thought that like, I need more money. I need to be scammed.
Is there ever too much money?
I don't think he knew what was going down for real.
I do.
Come on,
I don't.
man.
Well,
Him
I don't think
and Charlemagne are the most
I don't know,
oblivious
though.
niggas.
I don't know, though. That's all alleged.
What I mean by
On-
that, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he knew, because you can know what the play you're making, but you don't know when the play starts going bad. So I don't think he knew that his homeboy didn't have bread anymore and was using other people's money to keep the scheme going.
What it is a gut feeling. He had a gut feeling.
Right.
Everybody
Push
has a
past
gut
it.
feeling.
Right.
Especially when just looking at Cesar Pina.
Right.
Like you
Right.
can tell like by his name.
Yeah, because he got
And
to
he's
the,
done-
he
he's
got to
done
that point.
time.
Yeah, he got to that point where he just didn't
Yeah.
have the money, and he'd say like, get somebody else money, like invest in this, and he'd use that to pay off somebody else.
Well, this is what I think.
Oh, you think envy and debt.
They didn't realize that.
Well, this is what I also think might have been an issue, or what happened
Not
is
good
that
that either.
is that Cesar might have been screwing everybody else over, the common man, essentially, even though these people aren't common. Men and women that got $100,000 to give this nigga that they don't even know. But
Yeah.
I bet you most of Envy deals were probably coming back though. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like you and me might get fucked over,
Right.
but like the guy that is giving me access to all these fucking like these people I can scam. Let me make sure every time he gives me 100,000, I
I get
actually
that back.
follow through with my
Yeah.
word and get him the return he's looking for. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
for him, and that's when we started seeing him a lot. They were doing the most work together. Envy probably was making a bunch of money off the little 100, 200,000 he was giving them at the time. But Envy started feeling like he was getting fucked over the same once Cesar overextended himself, started running low, had to sign new people just to pay old people off that started harassing him for the money. You know what I mean? Like he
I
was
think that's
moving
how it starts,
sharp.
bro. You get overextended and you
Yeah.
just end up in a scheme, and you like, God, I got to keep going until I can find a way.
But it was too late. Envy had already done enough damage to fully rope him
sure.
into this. They done all these goddamn fucking Instagram posts. All
So
these,
many, bro.
All these conventions they're doing.
Like-
all the radio.
Like 3
play.
years worth, right? Because when did they start? For the
Yeah, it
first
was
time.
like 2 or 3 years that they were. I think they were good with each other for about 1.5 to 2 years.
What if
He literally has cemented his name next to his.
He has, bro. I don't know this nigga without DJ Envy.
Facts.
you think some of the people that invested did it on purpose because they knew it was a Ponzi scheme and like they knew they could sue later?
Nah, I don't
You
think.
usually
I
don't.
You don't think niggas are cerebral like that?
You usually don't gamble that way.
No.
That's a hell of a gamble.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
You
yeah.
better off just
That's a
playing the
hell of a-
lottery.
Yeah, that's a hell
Yeah.
of a game. Yeah, that's true. You
Yeah.
better, because they were giving the nigga like the sums of money that they were talking about in that whole documentary. Nigga, they're giving this nigga
100,000.
100,000. Like, I think the lowest I heard somebody give him was like,
35.
like 35. That's right. 35. Then it jumps to like 70. Then it's 100, 150. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
How many people do you have to scam to get a garage like that though?
exactly. That's another thing.
He didn't
Bro,
make all his money off scamming though. We
but there's another thing too, though. Yeah, like I'm not saying he's a scammer. I'm not calling him that at all.
Conspiracies.
But you remember, like, that's always been one of Envy's personality traits. You know, like on the Breakfast Club, is like,
Yeah.
Envy has a bunch of money, and it's like, and
it's
niggas,
always been his thing.
and niggas have always joked like, DJ and pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember they've always kind of,
Yeah.
It's always been a thing. It seemed like he was moving way richer than everybody else.
Feel like he came to the game 100 grams strong.
Like, bro, if Diddy and 50 come there and they joking like, well, shit, Envy got all the money. It's like, what are you doing that 50 Cent was joke with you that
Right.
way?
Yeah.
Because
nah.
we know all his shit is legitimate. We've seen where it's coming from.
Yeah, but they say he did do like a lot of shows every night. Like nigga would DJ three DJ shows a night type shit.
I wonder what
like
his
5
fee
days a
is.
week.
But I think even more so than like just all the DJ shows, we know he
all the
has a
hustle
lot
shit.
of equity.
Yeah, he has equity.
We see
hustles,
all
that
like
shit.
he has blatant assets all over his timeline.
Yeah.
Liabilities too though. Them cars.
Yeah, liabilities gone.
I did see
But
some,
it depends
he
though,
doesn't
because
have-
if you profited off him putting them in
Some
car
of them
shows
profit,
and all
yeah.
that
You
shit,
probably
you
don't.
might get that back.
And he doesn't have
That's
an
true.
insane car collection because I just saw the Vlad thing. I mean, he has an insane car collection. He has like 16 cars. But I don't know. Before this thing happened, I thought the nigga had about 40 cars.
I thought it was more. Yeah,
That's
the
how
way
it felt at least.
It
But
felt like he had about 50.
16 is a lot
Yeah.
still, obviously. But
You could lease. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if this nigga ever gets put in the steel bracelets, though. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
Clink, clink.
yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
God.
What happens to the Breakfast Club?
What lawsuits? I don't know. What lawsuit?
𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔓 get that big
Actually,
ass chair.
that's a good question. So what y'all think? They all got. I don't know. I won't make this a second. I'll keep it all together.
It's hard to say because
If 6 months from now-
you do still have.
If 6 months from now, DJ Envy gets arrested, and once he gets arrested, this radio station gets sued, they're like, we have to part ways with it. It's literally just Charlamagne, the guy of the Breakfast Club.
That would turn up the documentary for the Breakfast Club, though.
Well, that would.
But shit, how
That
does
would
it
turn up
end?
their,
Nah.
that's
That
the
would.
crazy end of a fucking dynasty.
A dynasty, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the craziest way to end a dynasty, nigga. Like,
Don't he have that girl? Who's that comedian woman?
Just
Just
hilarious.
that's
Hilarious.
hilarious. I like her, bro. She good.
All they would need to find is like one more person.
I know, but it's like
That's easily replaceable.
That's
Not-
true, but I mean, bro, when we're talking about a group that was together for like
Dynasty, bro.
13 years,
Yeah.
12 years, and then it's down to one. It's like, let's just hang this.
Yeah.
I think,
That's
Charlamagne
like
might hang it up on his own. Like, all right.
yeah, where it's just like
that's like
I
Takeoff
don't know, that's
dying
weird.
and they replace him with DDG and the
That's it.
Migos. Like that just
Exactly.
feels so strange.
That seems crazy. Exactly. Yeah.
We gonna fuck around. If Envy goes, I want to hear what Angela Yee got to say if Envy gets in the joint.
I feel like she got a lot to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm
She's the
saying.
one that popped the question when Cesar Pina first came to do their interview at the Breakfast Club. She was the one to say, "Hey, you've done some time for scamming and fraud before,
Little
right?"
rumor report.
Yeah. He was like, I've done my time, I have done my time, I've learned my lesson. And my mentor is actually somebody that I met in prison. It's like, so it's
So
like,
the plot thickens.
so it's
Yeah.
like, let me go ahead and make sure I get everything on these radio waves, and then the show, my new show has started.
I was about to say.
let me go down one level to the next floor.
Yeah.
You would think she would really start popping shit on that third floor though.
She might be waiting for it to happen just because
Okay.
it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
'Cause
that's a
she
whole
just-
other topic.
Angela Yee, she seemed like she's been telling this nigga Envy for years, like, yo,
Yeah.
Envy, stop fucking with this nigga.
right. Like, do you,
Like, you gonna get caught
but
up.
I think like they just, I think that friendship part of them just like started separating. Like in terms of just like not looking out for each other. Like once Charlamagne had the Gucci call
thing.
her a bitch, and there wasn't no real uproar from them or anything like that.
She's supposed to. I mean, they supposed to do anything?
Well, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But long story short, it's been an obvious separation from
Since
that.
then.
Because remember, during COVID, they were all working from home, but she just never came back. Like, everybody came back to the office, and she was still
zooming.
Still at
phoning
home.
it. I was like, oh, she does not fuck with these niggas. Like,
Yeah.
she zoomed in for way longer when everybody was back in the office.
I thought she was doing something though. I thought
it was
she might have given a bullshit reason, but
I think
I
it was
think
one of
she
those.
did say something.
because you got to remember they work for a company. It's just like all you have to say is I don't feel like the health risk thing. But she might be going out every single night still. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah.
But I really don't want to be around these niggas no more. I'm gonna collect my check, close my deal. You know what I'm
salary
saying?
shit,
Yeah, collect my check, close my deal, do my little thing, and call it a fucking day. You know what I mean? So
Damn.
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
Shows how she
this.
feel about.
I'm really interested to see how this DJ Envy
Plays
thing,
out.
how it really plays out, bro.
For sure.
How it really plays out because
It might be
It
very
feels-
simple.
I don't know. It feels like it's gonna take just as long as this Tory and Med case
It feels
did.
like it's gonna take a while. I feel like we won't get resolution for like 6 months or a year at least.
If he got good
Tory
lawyers,
Meg was
that'll
fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
Like it took forever. Like I stopped giving a fuck, and I might stop giving a fuck about this.
That
Honestly,
nigga got a decade.
That's probably what he's hoping for.
6 months is a quick time, though. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, that is a
6
fast
months.
Yeah, that's fast.
Not for a news story.
But at the
Nah,
same time,
for a news
we're talking
story,
like 26 victims. Shit, the YSL RICO had about what 70 niggas.
Yeah.
They were like, this is gonna take time. Like we have a lot of niggas to process and go through. Like.
And
A
they're
lot of
doing it in
paperwork. There's a
alphabetical
lot
order.
of paperwork.
Yeah, all the district attorneys. Remember, they couldn't. They were complaining because they couldn't take any more clients for like the next 2 years because they were getting assigned to YSL people because of how
Is
long.
that bad to be booked for the next 2 years?
Yeah, because I don't think they're making as much money.
Yeah, that
Oh,
wasn't
they
making
not
enough.
okay. I get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
They're only doing this one case,
That's it.
so they can't get paid for multiple
Normally they
cases.
would.
They
Normally,
can't scale.
Yeah, most of the time they're probably balancing 5 to 7 cases.
Right,
at
right,
a
Right,
right,
time.
right.
right.
You
The
know
hustle's
what I'm
fucked
saying?
up.
That's got to be a motherfucker.
Yeah. So I don't know,
get
man.
confused in front of the judge.
You might get confused on which one of your clients was innocent.
Angela Yee gonna look real good if this is the way the Breakfast Club in.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. She gonna look good.
Not if she knew
She's
about
still
it,
gonna-
because she might be drugging the court too.
She gonna have the same amount of talent.
But what I'm saying is she gonna be looked good as like she left at the right time. She, you know what I'm saying, stepped
But
out.
that could you can also, as a lawyer, I could frame all that as a negative. You knew
That's true.
You knew something bad was coming
That's
because
true.
you knew about it as well, which means you also co-signed.
She was never
it.
a part.
You're
That doesn't mean
but-
she ain't co-signed nothing.
Possibly,
Neither
but-
did Charlamagne. They out to clear.
But you-
Envy,
but
Envy
the-
co-signed.
But the thing is, when you're doing a lawsuit and you're suing people, you can include everybody, even if they don't have anything.
can.
You can include the secretary at the front.
She
Absolutely.
could have ad-libbed something.
Absolutely,
he
but
said.
nothing's
Right.
gonna stick on the secretary at the front.
Nothing's
desk.
gonna
That's
stick,
what
but
I'm
she'll
saying.
have to go through the process. Is what
Facts.
I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
And she
Which
did-
I'm
she-
saying nothing's gonna stick though. That's what I'm saying.
No,
she ain't
yeah,
clear.
but she's gonna go through the process, and that's gonna be embarrassing, and they're gonna
Embarrassing
That's
for the
true.
public.
and they're gonna dig into her
That's true.
life. You know
That's
what
true.
I'm saying?
And she also left early enough to where it's like
Did you know
the
something?
theory doesn't
motherfucker?
stand too crazy.
Yeah.
That's true.
She was suspicious, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's always something to
especially when you the one that asked, you did time for scamming, right? Oh, and then the fucking 6 months later, I'm out of here. Fuck out of here.
What they say, man, women's intuition, man. They
Right.
know when to